Hello guys, welcome to the Python tutorial. So what are we going to discuss today? We are going to discuss about the while looping concepts today. It's not only in Python. If you look at any other languages, the important thing about the programming is looping, and we have a different kind of loopings, and we are going to see how we are going to use different kind of loops. Let's start with while loop. Okay, so and we do have for loop, and we can see the next video. So the first thing which we are going to discuss today is while loop. Okay, what is a while loop? What it will do? Okay, basically the while loop, it's keep on executing a piece of code until unless the condition is getting false, or else it will keep executing the loop, okay, if it is true. Okay, so if I have a condition like whether the number is greater than or 10, for example 5 greater than 10, it's a false, the code will not execute. What will happen if, let me put it in this way. Okay, I have a condition like 5 less than 10, it is a true. So what will happen if I put a while loop? So this will keep on executing because it's always true. So when if it gets false, then only the code will be stopped executing it. Okay, let's see what is syntax for it. So how we are going to write the while loop? The basic syntax, the keyword while and the condition or true or false. Okay, it has to be capital letter. Done. So this is the basic syntax. Let me write a simple example how the exact code it looks like. Okay, while okay, true and the colon. Now I'm going to print hello Python. So what will happen now if I execute the code? This hello Python, it will keep on executing. It always execute, it will never stop because the condition it's true always. It will never become false. Okay, let me run this. Okay, see, it will keep on executing, it will never stop. Okay, the reason is the condition is always true. Okay, let me terminate this. Okay, okay, what will happen if I have a false here? So let me execute this. Nothing will happen, nothing will execute it. The reason is the condition is false. So okay, let me take it as a simple real-time example. For example, as I said, 5 greater than 10. Okay, is it 5 greater than 10? It is become false, right? So what do you think, whether the code will execute or not? It will not execute because this is a false. Okay, let me run this. See, nothing got executed. Okay, let me flip the condition. 5 less than 10, it always true. Okay, let's see. See, it's keep executing hello Python, it will never stop. Okay, okay, what are other scenarios which we can use? Okay, for example, I want to print a number from 1 to 10. How I'm going to do that? So normally if I don't have a for loop, how we are going to do? Simple logic, print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't want to write up to 10. Okay, let's keep it for 6. Run this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But if you look at the code, it will be looks clumsy because this is not looks like a proper program. Okay, so we need to write in a different way to make it simple. Okay, so this is where we are going to deal with the while loop. Okay, so I have a variable called number and it starts with 1, and I'm going to write a while condition here, while number less than or equal to 10, and print number. Okay, let's execute this. What will happen? It will keep on execute 1. Do you know why? The reason is the number 1, it always less than or equal to 10, and it always be 1. So if you want to check, you need to increment the number. Whenever it comes inside the loop, you need to increment the number to +1. How do we do that? Num is equal to num plus 1. So what will happen now? So when the first time it comes inside the loop, it's 1, and it is not less than or equal to 10. So it will come inside and it will print number 1, and then the number will be get incremented. Like, so once the loop executed, the number becomes 2 because I added an incrementer here. Okay. Now let's run this. What will happen? See, it printed up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and up to 10. Okay. Okay. So what else we can do? Okay, we can write a meaningful program now. Okay. Okay, I'm printing that. Okay, I'm just printing number up to 10. Let's try to print up to 100. You don't have to change the code. You just need to modify the variable. That's it. See, it will print up to 100, and it's a matter of seconds. Okay. Now let's add some condition, some business logic into it. I don't want to print all the numbers. Okay, I just want to print only the even numbers or odd numbers. Okay, let me add some condition here. I'm going to add if condition here. If number, second guys, if number odd 2 equal to 0, that means it's an even number. So then put a condition here, print number. Oh, sorry, it's a number, and then keep it in grid. The incrementer has to be in place. Okay, so I'm going to run this program. So let's assume what is the outcome. So I'm going to print the number 1 to 100, but now I added a additional logic to print only the even numbers. Let me execute that. See, now you got 100, 84, 96, 94, 92, 90. So you can see only the even numbers. So you can add some logical inside the looping condition itself. Or I can simply check if not equal to 0. That means we're going to print only the even numbers. Let's run this. See, I can have 31, 33, 35, 37, 39. So all of them odd numbers. Okay, what else we can do? As a part of while loop, we can do a lot of things. Okay, so we know how the while true is working and while false is working, and how to print the number up to a certain criteria, and how to print a odd number or even number. Let's try something logical component, something logically, what the real time which you are using it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a code. So let's have a list called, let's have a list, and I'm going to keep it as an empty list. Okay, and I'm going to check while length of list greater than or equal to 3. Then I'm going to add the elements into the list, but I'm getting the information from the user. So name, and I'm getting the input from the user, like saying please enter a name. And also I'm going to use stripe to avoid in case if it is any empty space. Okay, and then I'm going to add the data into the list. Add dot append name, and I'm going to print the name in the list. Okay, just go through the program now. So I have a list which is empty, and I'm checking a loop, while loop, checking the list of length is greater than or equal to 3. So I'm allowing the user to enter the data. Okay, let's try that. Okay, what is happening? Okay, my bad. Mistake it, less than or equal to. So in the initial time it will never be 3. It has to start from 0 or 1, right? Okay, let me run this. Please enter a name. So Dennis and Matthew and Colson and Daniel. See, Dennis, Matthew, Colson and Daniel. Because if when I'm saying less than or equal to 3, it starts from 0, 1, 2, 3. That means 4 elements. Okay, so once the if the loop ended, so we need to tell the user sorry, the list is full. Okay, let me run this. So let me print A, B, C, D. So the list full, and the elements which is available in the list is A, B, C, D. Okay. Let's try something different. Instead of length, for example, we'll ask the user how many number of items which you want to add into the list. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get numbers. Num is equal to, I'm going to get the input from the user. Please assign a number. Or so please assign a number here. So what it will basically do is I'm doing this type also here. So basically I'm getting the how many number of items which we can add to the list. So the size, or else please enter the size of the list. Size of the list. Okay. So instead of 3, I'm going to pass the number here. So I'm checking whether the list size is less than the user input. We are allowing the user to add more variables. Let me run this. First it will ask how many number of items which you wanted to add into the list. Let me make it as A or 5. So what will happen? Okay. So whenever there's an error, see, less than or equals not supported between int and the string. The reason is the data which I'm passing it here, it is taken as a string, because whenever we get in the input, it always considering as a string. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to convert that into typecasting into int. Okay, let's try now. So 5 members and A, B, C, D, E, F, and the list is full. See, you have A, B, C, D, E, F. What is happening? I just mentioned the user you need to add only 5 elements. So why it is allowing me to add these 6 numbers into it? This is simple logic. So I mentioned less than or equal, so it will check the last value. So if you don't want to add the last element, just check less than or equal to number and run this. You can feed the value. Okay, I can just put 3. So A, B, C. That's it. The list is full. The 3 values A, B, C. See, the user mentioned 3 and we have 3 values. If it is gone more than 3, we're getting an error message like saying sorry, the list is full. Try later. Okay. So the while loop is one of the major looping which we use as a programming language, but where exactly it will be used? When you think about the video gaming, so when your score keep on increasing, okay, so the game keep continues. What will happen if the score reaches 0? That means the game is over. So there is a while loop there. It always checking the user score is greater than 0. When it is comes below 0 or equal to 0, it considering the game is over, then while loop is getting the false and it's going after the loop. That means the while loop is getting stopped or it is finished the job. Okay, so once the game is over, kind of the while loop is over. Okay, just give it a try and let me know if you get stuck somewhere, because as a programmer you need to know, or we need to know, what is the while loop and what it is capable of doing that. Okay, thank you guys.